Hello, welcome to IamWoke. I'm your host, Emelina Calder. Today we're going to be going through an Ascension energy update for the month of August. August is power-packed, you guys. It's crazy. It has a ton of momentum, a ton of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of big destiny vibes. And because of the amount of themes that are coming up for this month, I'm gonna split this up into two videos. I'm gonna give you one now and one in a week or two so that you can get another paced Ascension update for August. If you're new to my channel, I am a modern shaman, a spiritual life advisor, life coach, and business and personal branding coach. And what I do here is I give you guys updates every month so that you know what energy themes are coming up from source and from spirit. First theme for August are mind-blowing realizations and huge identity shifts. You're receiving really big realizations about who you've been in the past, who you are now, where you're going, and these realizations, honestly, energetically, might hit you like a ton of bricks in the face. It's just gonna be wildly obvious. All of a sudden, you're gonna either wake up or just have an enlightened moment during your day, drinking a coffee, doing whatever you're doing. It's gonna feel like a mundane moment, but the moment is going to be a big deal for you. And what's gonna happen is you're all of a sudden gonna realize everything you've lived, where you are right now, and where you wanna go. And the clarity that Spirit is sending to each and every one of you is so deep and so profound and so clear that it should quite literally, maybe not literally, but kind of literally, light a fire under your ass. And it's gonna come with a sense of urgency because the amount of momentum that's coming through in August needs to be capitalized on. It needs to be moved into action rather immediately because of the Ascension portals that are coming with the Lion's Gate on the 8/8 and moving through the rest of the month. There are so many different fast-paced Ascension moves that if you want the life that you desire, if you want the life that's going to be channeled through you in the clarity of the vision that's going to be shared with you from source, from spirit, from your guides, however that shows up for you, you're gonna have to move because reality is changing very, very, very fast. We are all being forced to make rapid fire choices right now where it might feel like you've been on this path for a little while and maybe you thought you would just keep going down this path and things would kind of just unfold slowly, and that's not what's happening. So to be the loud awakening right now, we are all at a point of no return. We are at a fork in the road, all of us, where we are at the fork and the fork is about to move within days, within a week, within 2 weeks, by the middle of the month. And the fork is saying, you can go this way and you can go this way. And you have to choose now and there's no going back. And once you make your choice, you're gonna be vaulted on that path and you're not gonna be able to re-choose the other path again. Now, that's kind of complicated because if you make a choice that is with your lower self, that is not in alignment with the life that you wanna live, you will be forced onto that path. So you have to be highly attentive to your choices, where you're placing your attention, and watch and observe yourself and ask yourself why you are making the choices you are and if they are in your highest alignment. Now, a more mundane, practical way of saying your highest alignment is this choice going to bring me into the future I want to create? Or is this choice going to propel me into a fear-based future where I continue to do the things that I've done where I'm not happy with how I've lived? And that's the most simple way that I can say it. There is so much urgency around these decisions. I don't say this to scare you guys. It's just literally urgent. So if you find yourself feeling the fire because it's coming, I would implore you to leap and to make the decision that you've wanted to make, but maybe have felt hesitant around or concerned about or not sure if you're worthy or deserving, and leap. Just make the decision. You don't have to fill all the gaps with all the steps yet. You don't have to take all the actions yet. You just have to make the decision that you want the life that is going to bring you a fulfilling future, that you want to live the life that is your dream reality. And it is making the conscious choice in this moment, even during this video, to choose into alignment with that. And then to ask for all of your guides, for source, it'll come through to you as a transmission in this video as well, to surrender. to surrender to success, to surrender that all is well, to surrender that it can work out, to surrender your fear and to surrender into faith, to surrender into trust and surrender into love and just make the next move. And the next move is literally just making the decision. And then from there, another move will be presented to you. You will know the next step. Spirit has been getting very, very loud, you guys. I'm a psychic medium. I hear spirit all day. And I kid you not, I have been given like direct next step, next step, next step, next step in the loudest possible fashion from spirit, louder than I've ever heard spirit. It is very directive right now, which is really great, really enjoyable because it means you're not gonna miss the call. So when you hear the call, I implore you to move. Theme number 2 is you might feel like a total hot mess right now. And you might feel like you're questioning your reality and your feet are being held to the fire because all those things are kind of true. You're in the process of creating a very brand new chapter, brand new life. The North Node just shifted into Aries and the South Node just shifted into Libra. So the next 18 months are a very different trajectory. And I'm mentioning this now because the overarching collective energy themes are releasing people pleasing, releasing codependent behavior, and stepping into authentic power, stepping into passion, stepping into authority in a really balanced, productive, healthy way, self-authority, stepping into forms of leadership, stepping into this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna go get. And that is the Aries energy. That is the Ascension energy that's taking us forward over the next 18 months. And it has come through recently with an amount of momentum I can't possibly describe. So this is where the theme is. And with all of this, because you're stepping into a new life, you might feel like a lot is changing fast and you're not exactly sure where it is that you're going because you've never gone in this direction before. You've never been this person before. You've never been this version of yourself before. And with that, it honestly can feel so messy. Like quite literally, you'll probably feel like a hot mess, probably 24/7. And rather than seeing that as a dysfunction, see it as a function that things are working. See it as you are shifting, and when you're changing your identity, you feel different, which will feel messy. Very silly example, but like if you were to redo your entire wardrobe, you took everything out of the closet and dumped it on the floor, and then you bought a bunch of new clothes, and now you're like resorting and shifting to shift the identity. I'm just giving you a visual example of identity. There's a mess in the process, but the mess doesn't say that the new identity isn't here. The mess on the floor of the old clothes doesn't show that you don't have a new wardrobe. The mess on the floor is just indicative of the fact that you are changing habits, you are changing patterns, you are shifting into a new facet of your own personality, you are highlighting different aspects of yourself, and all of that comes with a mess. So it's not a mess for the sake of making a mess, for those of you guys that need to hear that. It's that the mess is part of the process of you reorganizing yourself and showing up in a new, entirely different way. So if you feel like a hot mess, it's okay. Now, you might also be questioning your reality, wondering, can I actually have the things that I want? Or is it meant for me? And you might actually be feeling like you're already living in the new reality where you already have everything that you want. And then you're confused because then you kind of like settle back into your current version, right? Like physical reality. And you're like, wait, but this doesn't look like what I feel like I'm already living in. And it's because we're all being positioned in a place where our energy is ahead of the physical right now. Energy is typically ahead of the physical, but specifically, we are living in the new reality already, energetically, emotionally, mentally, but the physicality hasn't caught up yet. And that takes just a moment. And in that moment, you might feel like you're in a total, complete breakdown, existential crisis, and you might not know what's going on. And here's what I would say to you that has been the most helpful for me and all of the downloads that I've been getting is try not to make sense of the process. You're not gonna understand it. The mental mind cannot construct or understand the spiritual process that you're going to be currently going through. So what you have to do is trust your heart and just trust. Whatever your heart says to do, you're gonna do. And you're gonna tell your mind, I get it. I know we don't understand this right now, but we're gonna make this jump anyway. But we're gonna leap forward anyway. And I anticipate that I'll be given that understanding later when it makes sense, when it can be handed to me, when my mind can actually figure it out. So release the need to know and trust your heart. trust the process. The third theme for August is rapid fire expansion. I would call this a healing chaos. So this month is gonna feel like a tornado. You're gonna feel like you're in the middle of a really wild storm or a hurricane, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, maybe even physically. Who the F knows, but it's gonna feel very chaotic. There is a lot of big change happening in the collective and with all of us independently, to the point where all of the energy has been like swept up and lifted, and anything that's not working has been swept up and lifted, as well as the things that are working, and it's swirling around and it's healing everything, but it's gonna feel crazy. You might feel crazy this month, and just make that okay. Take a few minutes to ground and center in the morning when you wake up, and in the evening before you go to bed. Just focus on your breath. Breathe in real nice and deep and slow for 3 minutes and settle your nervous system. Healing chaos can feel like a really big purge. It can feel like ascension symptoms. It can feel like you getting sick. It can feel like you making mistakes. It can feel like you tripping over yourself emotionally. It can feel like you are constantly in a new emotional process. It could feel like grieving. And all of these things are the universe, God, source, picking up your life, shaking everything that's not working out of it, and saying, listen, get it together. And the getting it together part is not looking together. The getting it together is allowing the shaking to occur and allowing all of the stuff you've been hanging on to in your jean pockets to fall out and leave and be done. Allow the mess to leave, okay? And in that process, after the shaking, after you go through whatever breakdown is gonna be in the process, there are emotional breakdowns, you guys. You can't escape them. The grieving process is real. This is part of humanity. It's part of the work right now. Probably I will hear from many of you that you're already going through this. There will be a breakthrough, but you have to go through the breakdown. And there might be several breakdowns because, again, your identity is shifting. In the identity shift, in the new wardrobe change, in the new personality change, everything that doesn't meet the new version of yourself has to go. So there is a borderline violent shaking to get it out of you. It is a emotional, mental, spiritual purge. And I'm sending you all so much grace. Send yourself grace as you go through this process. It will feel chaotic. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you because I can't. So when the chaos comes, just know that you're in the right place. Know that the breakthrough is coming and that you're gonna get a lot of clarity and a lot of understanding once you move through whatever this shaking up process is, the grieving that comes alongside it. And then after the grief subsides, you're gonna be given balance, you're gonna be given stillness, you're gonna be given grace, and you're gonna be given next steps. Number 4 is you're stepping the fuck up. You are now making huge changes in how you do things. It might feel surreal. It might not feel like how you normally do things, but you're gonna have this internal fire and this urgency where you're just gonna make the changes. You're just gonna know, I need to change my job. I need to move homes. I need to get out of this relationship. I need to get into this relationship. I need to, whatever the effing steps are that you know that I would say are given by grace, but actually you just know. You know what is good for you. You know what is best for you. You know what you've been avoiding, and Spirit's holding your feet to the fire right now and saying you have to choose. We're making you choose. There are big ascension protocols right now through the next several weeks that are forcing you to choose. And I implore you again to choose well, choose good, choose trust over fear, choose love over fear, choose what you want over what you don't want. Anything that you don't want, just let it go. Just let it go. And if it makes it any easier, just make the choice. You don't have to think many steps ahead. You don't have to go, oh, this is how I'm gonna plan it. You're not planning anything. You're not planning shit. Okay? So if you wanna be in a new career, you better set that trajectory now. And you better say, Spirit, changing careers. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing now. I have no idea how you're gonna do that. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I don't know the next steps, but this is my choice. And that's what you have to do right now. You have to make the choice. With all of this, your standards have been raised. Your standards for personal excellence. Your spirit is no longer saying that it's okay for you to continue hiding behind the scenes, like letting everybody else win and school it and just like sitting back like, it's not for me, I don't know, I'm not worthy. Oh my God. No, You're gonna step the fuck up, guys. Spirit has no time for bullshit right now. There is no time for low standards. You cannot show up as your lower self. I mean, you could, but you're not gonna like it long term. So, I mean, step up, set the standards. Those standards come with discipline. They come with practicality. They come with identifying and understanding and observing your physical world. We are no longer just manifesting in the wind of thought and a visualization. It is one thing for you to visualize the life that you want every morning and to stare at your vision board. Wonderful, amazing. I love that for you. But you know what Spirit's saying right now? Get to fucking work. Sit down and do the work. Plan the action steps that you're going to need to move forward. Schedule the time in your calendar. This is a big shit or get off the pot moment. Spirit has been calling us all out for a while, but it got very loud. Very, very, very loud for this month. So start moving. Take the urgency, take the action, start moving things forward. If you are looking to upgrade your finances, this is something that you're gonna need to start identifying and analyzing your books. Start analyzing your finances. Start planning ahead. Start thinking, where can I develop new streams of income? If you are looking to change a career, you need to make the choice and then start doing the work, whatever it's going to be, whatever research needs to be done. Maybe you need to redo your resume. Maybe you need to build a website. I don't know. Whatever it's gonna be for you, you're gonna know, okay? And you need to take those steps. And I am being the accountability partner for you guys right now in speaking the truth of you will not get out of the physical practicality. Discipline is needed now more than ever. And if you guys know me, I'm totally a disciplined person and also I'm a very go with the flow person and I can be on both sides of it. And I'm telling you right now that this is a core concrete time of discipline. You have to put in the work. Spirit wants to make sure that you are on this new trajectory for your new life path, for everything that you want and more. And in order for Spirit to meet you, you have to take rapid action. Again, all of this is not with fear. Do not take any of this with fear. It is literally just with urgency for you to start making the moves. A certain amount of pressure is needed, generally speaking, for us to shift and change. And what they're streaming down to me right now is that pressure is the energy that I'm providing to you in this video. It's the urgency. It's not that you won't be able to take your time making some of these moves and things like that, but it's more that there's a certain amount of pressure to make the initial change, and that pressure is being provided through the urgency now. Something else I wanted to mention, people are going to be exiting and entering your life. Relationships are all up in the air right now, especially because of the Libra South node. There's a review of relationships at this time. So relationships that haven't been working for you or that have been wildly codependent or abusive or aren't working the spotlight is on them. And you're gonna see it very, very, very clearly. And Spirit is saying, do you wanna continue this? Because it's gonna get worse, not better. It will get worse. Those of you that are wondering, oh, maybe I can just deal with this for a little bit longer, Spirit is going to light the fire and throw the entire relationship up in flames and make it very painful if you don't make the conscious choice right now that if it's not working, that it's time to let go. That's not to say that you have to let go and dismantle everything immediately, but it does mean that you need to embrace, again, the choice now. Make the choice. I'm going to let go. I ask for grace to fill me. I ask for grace to give me the next steps. I ask for grace to do it with love. I ask for grace to make it easy. I'm gonna let go with love. Now, also, new relationships are gonna be entering your life. And the question with this is, are you prepared? Because new relationships are new contracts. They are new agreements. They are new dynamics. They are gonna bring out new aspects of yourself. And what Spirit's saying right now is, are you going to continue the process that you've been? Are you gonna act the way that you've been in the past? Are you gonna continue to be codependent, people-pleasing? Are you gonna continue to overgive, overextend, bend over backwards, not take care of your needs? Or are you gonna step up and make a change in how you show up in relationships with these new people that are coming forward, these new dynamics? Are you going to set new standards for how you show up? Set new standards for how people get to treat you and how you're going to treat others as well, right? It's not just how people treat you. It's, of course, placing the emphasis there. We want the respect. Command respect. Also, give respect. Don't tell people what to do. Mind your own business, okay? Don't be codependent. Try your best. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Mind your energy. Know what energy you are projecting in relationship with other humans, especially the new humans? What energy are you bringing to the table? So you might be saying one thing to them, but what are you not saying that's coming out of your heart that might be contaminated, or maybe it's pure, but it's up to you to start observing, how am I speaking to the people around me? Regardless of what I'm saying, how do I feel, and what is that feeling communicating to that person? And Spirit is saying that you need to sync up, get in balance, and get in harmony right now. So what you say and what you feel and what you project to another human have to be in alignment. So it's up to you to match and sync up what you say with how you feel, with what you do, and how you show up, which is all personal integrity. If you do all of this, you've got a magic recipe for success. So many of you guys are getting huge cash windfalls, huge love windfalls, being lifted out of weird situations and careers, being planted in public persona situations. Really, really massive success. There are windfalls across the board right now. When there is a healing chaos, when there's a lot of momentum that the universe is stirring up in the collective, there's a lot of chaos, and you know what happens when there's a big tornado? There's a lot of windfall, okay? So if you guys want more money, start tapping in to the idea of receiving abundance. If you want more love, start tapping in to the idea that that love is already here and coming to you, and it's gonna be reflected to you in a myriad of ways. If you want new partners, new relationships, you wanna build a new family, you want, I don't know, any other myriad of things, start realizing that it's already here for you, because as the collective is being completely rearranged, that energy is available, being shaken and tossed up, which is like kind of really cool after you get over the fact that you feel like a nightmare being a little ball of chaos. You ground into the realization that it also means that you get to claim your worth. And it gets to be easy, and you get to align yourself with the next steps and realize that the momentum is here working for you and with you. So enjoy the windfall. The fifth theme I have for you guys is traps of the mind. Watch your mental thinking process. Our minds trap us into illusions and tricks. The mind will keep you stuck in a cycle of thinking that is not accurate to the reality that you could be perceiving. And what I would just give you is a very simple exercise. If you find yourself ending up on some sort of a mental hamster wheel, like a doom and gloom cycle, I would just tell you to sit for a moment and just say to yourself, I observe my mind. And just see your mind. You can even do it with me right now. I observe my mind. You cannot be what you observe. If you observe the mind, it goes still. It'll go blank, even just for a couple minutes, which stops the mental chatter. It stops the mental momentum. And then just ask to see clearly. Ask to see through the eyes of Source. And perceive rightly, perceive accurately. If you have trouble with any of this, just start writing out your thoughts. If you journal your thoughts for a couple minutes, like morning pages, in the morning, you'll realize really quickly what thoughts are just cycling like a hamster wheel in the same unproductive process, because as you write them out, it brings your attention to grounding the thoughts immediately, where you can then confront what you're actually thinking and perceive accurately. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next August Ascension update that I will post shortly. And if you guys are interested, I have a couple of free trainings below. I have a free 6-part Akashic Records reading training, so you can start to learn and understand what the Akashic Records are and how to read your own Akashic Records and develop your own psychic abilities so that you can read and understand Source very clearly for your own intuitive guidance. And I've also got a shamanic healing guided meditation that is beautiful and gorgeous that I think you guys are gonna really love. It's a 60-minute video that you can just like sit and do the meditation. It does an entire healing activation for you. There's a full transmission. I'm gonna leave all those links down below for you. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I do private mentorship, and I'll leave that link down below for you as well. Until next time, guys, enjoy this wild momentum, and I will see you soon.